Hey everybody, Brandon here from Go Headquarters, bringing you your workout of the day. Today, ideally, we are using a pair of dumbbells for this workout. That's gonna get us through our deadlift and our snatches. The Metcon should be fun. We've got a 16-minute AMRAP coming at you. So let's get warmed up, guys. We are gonna kick things off with a little starfish action. So we are standing like kind of almost like a jumping jack position. So we're just making a big X. We're gonna take this right arm, come down to touch that left toe, and then come back up and then go the other way, of course. So left hand's gonna touch the right toe. We're gonna be doing 3 rounds of 10 of these. We're gonna call these starfishes. So we should be feeling stretches through the backs, through the hamstrings. Then we're gonna go glute bridge. So we're on the floor, laying on our back, guys. Knees are about 90 degrees. I'm gonna squeeze my butt really tight to send those hips up. So I'm as tight as I can be here, and then come back down. So a little pause in that top position. So let's do 10 glute bridges. You are thinking glutes, guys. We're not just raising the hips up and down. You're trying to squeeze, right? Then we're gonna do a crab bridge. So most of you guys know what like a crab crawl is, which would look something like this. So I'm gonna take that crab crawl position and I'm gonna bridge from it. Here's what I want though. One round, I want your fingers pointing backwards behind you, right? Where you're pointing where you can't see. So what we're gonna do is, we're just gonna bridge up. So same thing, I am gonna squeeze my butt, but as we come up, we're gonna feel some stretches through our elbows, through our wrists, through our biceps, our shoulders. So the upper body is being challenged. And then another round, I want your fingers pointing forward. So now my fingers are pointing over there where my toes are pointing, okay? And you're gonna feel the difference on that. And then one round, we can go neutral. So now my fingers are pointing out to the side. And that one for me is the easiest, but you guys might have a different experience. So 3 rounds, 10 starfishes, 10 glute bridges, and 5 crab bridges. But again, little hand variance on those crab bridge positions. So 3 rounds of that. Then we're gonna do 2 rounds of 5 cat-cows. So shoulders above wrists, hips are above knees. I'm going to tuck my tailbone and chin in. Then I'm gonna stick my tailbone out and chin out. So I'm trying to do as much pelvic tilt as I can. So we should see my pelvis moving a lot while I'm doing these, right? So 5 each way there, cat-cows, and then 2 cobra down dogs. So cobra, we start down, hands outside the chest, elbows in. We're gonna roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. And then we're gonna collapse that, do a push-up, go into down dog. So here we have hips up, heels down, hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart, feeling a big stretch through our hams and calves. We're gonna hang out there for a while before coming back down for the next cobra. All right, so 2 rounds, 5 cat-cows, 2 cobra down dogs. Then let's get into some strength. So if you have a barbell, I would just say do a conventional deadlift. If you have kettlebells, use kettlebells. If you have dumbbells, use the dumbbell. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna stand about hip width apart, maybe just a little bit inside so we don't bash our toes with our implements depending on what we're using. We're gonna lock in that spine nice and neutral, hips above knees, but shoulders are above hips. We're gonna get hold of those dumbbells and then we'll drive everything up. On the way down, we're gonna hinge over. So we worked on our hinge earlier. Once I get to about my knees, I will then dip the knee until I hit the ground. Okay, so we wanna treat this just like we would do a deadlift with a barbell. If we have 2 separate implements like this, what I tend to see is that people just start becoming like squatters and they don't hinge anymore. So see how different that looks as opposed to a hinge like we would do in a deadlift to clear those knees and keep that bar path straight. So I want you guys to work on that deadlift, not just squatting. So 12 deadlifts. Then we're gonna do V-ups. So everything's extended at the bottom. We're gonna try to synchronize a leg lift and a sit-up and end up just on our butt. I just untied my shoe, so that was a nice little treat. Maybe that's the challenge of the day. Can you untie your shoe on the first V-up like I just did? So anyway, we end up in a sit-up in that little kind of V position. These are super tough. So 12 V-ups, a lot of core work there. So 5 rounds, 12 deadlifts one way or another. We're gonna consider this a suitcase deadlift if you're using dumbbells or kettlebells, but you're welcome to branch off and use your barbell, guys. 5 rounds, 12 deadlifts, 12 yips. Now, let's tie that shoe, safety first, right? That's why we're quarantined in the first place. Now let's do our AMRAP. So we've got 16 minutes on the clock. We only need 1 dumbbell here, guys. For those of you that have a barbell, I'm trusting that you know how to do a snatch with a barbell at this point. I don't have time to go through that today. So we're gonna do 20 single arm dumbbell snatch. So boom, weights between my feet, Starting on the ground, I've got my deadlift set up, basically straight arm. I'm gonna pop those hips open and snatch this thing overhead in one fell swoop. So I am gonna alternate arms. It's gotta touch the ground each time, and it's gotta get fully extended overhead each time. All right, so we're gonna do 20 total of those. Then we're gonna do 30 per leg mountain climbers. So I don't have sliders, so I'm just gonna tap my feet like so. So 30 per leg, 60 total. And then we're gonna do a 400-meter run. So I would highly advise you guys get into the groove of finding an approximately 400-meter distance outside if you can. If you have some other options, if you've got a rower, you're gonna row 400. If you've got an air bike, you're gonna bike 0.7 miles. If you wanna work on your jump rope, you're gonna do 80 double unders or 200 single unders. So tons of options for that third move, guys. So we're either gonna run 400, row 400, bike 0.7, 80 double unders, or 200 single unders. Sorry, that's such a long list. But the workout, one more time to recap, 16 minutes, as many rounds as possible. We need 20 total one-arm snatches, alternating arms. We need 30 per leg mountain climbers, and we need a 400-meter run or its counterpart. All right, guys? So that should be a really good one. That's gonna be very metabolic for you guys, but also a little bit fun. Working on snatches is always a good one in a Metcon. And hopefully you guys are working on running and getting a little comfortable with working out at home at this point. So hit it hard, hit it fast, stay safe, stay fit. We will see you guys tomorrow.